And we're live. Good evening, everybody. Val here, and I'm with Steve.
Hello.
And we have Pastor Brian with us tonight. And we're just going to say hi to Pastor Brian. We're going to kind of wait a couple of seconds, I think, and see if anybody pops in our chat. Pastor Brian is joining us from Medellin in Colombia, South America. And he's going to be talking with us tonight about what he's doing down there, because he's got a lot going on down there. So just hoping that it is 7 o'clock, right? We're hoping that everybody comes in and joins us and welcomes Pastor Brian. And I know Becky, our leader that brings us down to Colombia, she knows that you're going to be on tonight. Oops.
Lisa's here. Hi, Lisa.
Oh, yep. Lisa Schultz is here. Hi, Lisa. Veronica, my fluffy pack is here. Good evening, Veronica. How are you? We're going to be talking to Pastor Brian tonight about everything going on down in Medellin, Colombia. So let me introduce Pastor Brian to y'all. There's Todd Saul. Good evening, Todd. How are you? Dr. Brian Miller. So Brian Miller is the founder of Global Transformation Ministries in Medellin, Colombia. It's a Global Transformation Ministries was created a rescue home for pregnant and homeless girls in a city known to be the world's largest brothel. Brian created a safe home and skilled training to provide a future for these girls and their babies. And I'll tell you, the home is awesome, totally amazing. I've been there a couple of times. The girls are awesome. They're very well taken care of, them and their babies. And thank you, Brian, for starting this home called Casa Ester, or Esther's house. Esther's home offers a secure environment outside the city for the girls, up to 12 girls, or we got 18 girls now.
We have, between the two homes, we have 17 mothers.
17 girls and their babies, where they receive doctor's care, pastor's care, psychologists, social workers, and skilled job training. Did I get that right?
Yes, you did. You got it right.
Welcome, Brian. Really excited to have you in our live stream tonight. And we just want to know a little bit more about what's going on in Colombia. But first of all, I'm going to show the pictures. These are the pictures of the girls that were in the home when I was down there. We took a group picture while I was down there. Some of them were waiting to have babies, and some of them had their babies already. And then this is a view from the room I was staying in up on the balcony. I was looking down, and the big door there goes into the living space and the kitchen area and the dining room. They have a big dining room in there. So these are a couple of the pictures I took while I was down there. So who we have in the chat?
Got Grandma Lynn.
All right.
Fluffy Pack. Todd Saul. Lisa.
All right. Welcome, everybody. So Brian, what got you started in missions?
Yeah. Hey, well, I just want to thank all you guys connecting tonight. And especially want to thank Mrs. Valerie and Steve for making this opportunity. It's great to be here in Medellin, Colombia, and connect all throughout the world with and I think how I got into missions, I grew up, I was always in church, always active, and I just felt like I wanted to serve the Lord. So the youth group would go on a mission trip to Kentucky. Let's go. I'm originally now you're guessing my accent, right? So I'm originally from West Virginia. And, we would go to Kentucky and do mission trips and help the people around our communities. And then at 21 years old, I went on a mission trip to Dominican Republic, and the Lord just really gave me a heart and passion for the community, the Latin community. But if you've ever been to Dominican Republic, it's very hot. So I didn't really feel like I was called to Dominican Republic, but I had a passion for the Hispanic culture. And then at 21, I come back from that mission trip, and I was like, everyone needs to have a mission trip experience. I wasn't thinking I was going to be a full-time missionary. I was just like, everyone should do a short-term mission trip. And so then I went to my home church, had a connection with Medellin, Colombia, and that was 29 years ago. And I
Wow.
went on a short-term mission trip with my church to help rescue homeless children. At that time, there was 4,000 homeless children wandering the streets in Medellin. And I was like, I was really moved. My heart was really moved for the kids, seeing them, literally, like with glue bottles, inhaling it through their mouth. And I was like, if I could, I was also in the Air Force at that time. And I was like, if I can repair airplanes, I could probably help these kids. And so I went back to America, changed my degree, and started studying counseling. And then but I had to commit with the military for like the next 5 years. I was studying counseling. I went for my master's in missions with the idea of how to start nonprofit organizations and create micro businesses so that they would provide for those foundations. And so that's kind of the start and how I ended up in Medellin. And today I've been living here full time for 23 years.
Nice. So how did you meet your wife?
Yeah, it was one of those dating apps. No, that's a joke. But no, actually, I was being a volunteer in this one foundation. I would come back every year. About the fourth year I came, I met her. She was a volunteer in the foundation, and I would say it was love at first sight. My side, she would say never. But so this is my little gang. I'll show you this. My little family, my wife, and 3
that's
kids.
awesome.
But so, and she was younger than me. I guess she still is younger than me. So I was like introducing her to all my young friends, and nothing was happening. And I'll just tell because it's kind of funny, right? So after like 2 or 3 years of just trying to set her up with younger friends of mine, one of my friends had a gift for her. They said, "Bring this to Catherine." Her name's Catherine. So I brought the gift, and she's like, "Oh, what did he?" And they were just friends, but the guy had some intention. Hopefully you don't listen to this podcast. But she said, "What do you think? What was his face when he gave me the gift?" And I said, "Well, it was kind of guilty." She says, "What do you mean guilty?" I was like, "Well, he has 2 other gifts for 2 other girls." And so, but anyway, I invited her out to make it funny. I invited her out to a youth group Bible study I was going to do. And I was always asking God, give me a sign. Like I'm looking for a godly woman, someone that is passionate for the Lord. And we go to this youth group, and they say, does anybody, we're going to go pray in the neighborhood. We're just going to go around and anoint the door handles of each door and just pray for the people inside the house. Does anybody have any anointing oil? And she reaches in her purse and pulls out a bottle of anointing oil. And I was like, hey, if any girl is walking around with anointing oil in her purse, it's probably somebody worth pursuing a little bit. So that's kind of the way we started pursuing. And then like 2 years later, we get married. And so,
nice. So there's some people in the chat that are saying hi to you.
Hello.
And welcome you. Most of these are people who hang out with us on chats and live streams. So we have Shannon, right? And who else has come in that we
Troy.
did? Troy.
Hey, Troy.
We have a couple of Marines that come in here with us.
Hoorah. So
Troy's a Marine, and Sack Monkey's usually here. And he was a Marine, or he is a Marine, because once a Marine, always a Marine. So we won't pick on the Air Force guy.
Yeah, I have a high. I was in the Air Force, but I have I have a higher respect for the Marines. Y'all are the real soldiers. We just get you there to your spot.
So when did Esther's house come around? What got that started?
Yeah, so we, like our church, we were going out once a month feeding the homeless, like we were going out where all the prostitutes were at. And we were handing out like warm cheese stick and warm tea. I don't know. I think you did that with us one night, Miss Val. And so,
right.
And a young girl was pregnant and said, "Hey, Gringo, take me home." And I'm like, "Well, I can't take you home, but then there's a bunch of Americans who would like to take you home." So, and that was kind of like as a church, we started praying for it, and then we did like 2 years of fundraising to try to establish the foundation. And so in March of 2019, God miraculously provided the resources to purchase facilities. We totally remodeled the facilities. It was the pictures you were just showing. And we opened it up in December 2019. And since that moment, we've had about 150 mothers go through our home. About 25% of them being Venezuelan refugees.
150
Mhm.
mothers? Oh, that's awesome.
Right, Todd Saul has a question for you.
Yes.
He says, you have helped so many young girls with their pregnancies and babies. How many have named their children Brian to honor you for helping them?
Well, that's an interesting question. You know, that I've only had one use my name. It was a very awkward situation that we had a mother who did not want her baby at all, and like we had to really watch her because she would do things to try to hurt her baby inside her womb. And crazy enough, when the baby was born, and she's holding the baby in her arms, and they're like, "You need to milk her." She's like, "I'm not going to milk her." And then we give her like the milk to milk her baby. She actually drinks the milk herself instead of giving it to the baby. She actually named that baby Brian, which I thought that was interesting. So I feel like God did that just so I would just constantly be praying for Brian. And Brian, little Brian, he was adopted by her brother and is now in Canada.
Oh, nice.
So thank God she didn't want her baby, but we were able to convince her to like keep her baby, have her pregnancy. And that probably makes a bunch of questions right now. And thankfully, of the 150 mothers that had their baby in our foundation, we've only had 2 mothers that's actually like handing her baby off to somebody else. All the other ones have kept her babies. So.
And did those 2, do you know, did they go back out to the streets?
No, like the mothers.
Yeah.
The one that named her child Brian, she went to Bogota, so I don't really know what happened to her. And the other one, she's still here in Medellin, and she's doing well. She just felt like she didn't really have the mental capabilities to take care of her child. She realized that, so she gave her child to another person.
Oh, so it was the best interest of the child anyway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So do most of the girls that come into the program, I know they all come voluntarily, but do they stay? Do they make it through the program? Or do you have ones that kind of decide they don't want to be there and leave?
Yeah, so it really depends. Like, so our biggest thing is, in what stage of the pregnancy we get them. And so if they're like, they come to us and are 8 months pregnant, well, they've only in our home for and usually they have an early delivery. So if they're 8 months pregnant, they only have a relationship with us. They have a very small relationship with us, and they've got their babies, and then they're like, it's a whole recovery thing. And so the ones that come in like 6 months pregnant, normally they stay all the way through and they finish the whole entire program. The ones that come in like 8 months pregnant, and if they're on drugs, we don't have enough time to really, they're craving their drugs every day of their life, right? And so we don't have that much time to be able to really say, hey, don't do your drugs. So a lot of them, when they see their baby's face, immediately like, okay, I'm going to quit this. I'm so in love with this child. I'm going to change all of my character traits. And so we used to work with homeless girls that were not pregnant, and from girls from 6 years old to 18 years old. They were very hard because there was no motivation for them to change. And so usually when you see the baby, I want to change. So more or less, I'm answering your question a really long way. I'm sorry, but 80% of the mothers normally finish the whole process. And when we say the whole process is we say, we want you to be, all these pains you receive from homelessness and rejection, and we want to help you through that healing process. And then we try to, we don't force them to be a Christian. We just say, hey, Jesus loves you, and here's the way to know Jesus as your Lord and Savior. And then we give them a skill trade. So whether it's sewing, a beautician, to be a nurse, we help them get a skill trade. Well, I say nurse, it's a nurse administration. So it's like they work as an assistant to a nurse. help them get a skill trade so they can go back out and get a job. And so, and that part of getting a job is like, come here, you're going to work this job 2 months while you live in the first home. And if you can show you manage your time, manage your money, you can be a good mom, even if you're tired after working all day. Then let's go to the second home. And then the second home, you like live downtown, you have a whole lot more freedom. But it gives us like the ability to like kind of hold your hand back into that transition in life. And then that's usually like 6 months to a year. And then they fully graduate from the program. And when they graduate from the program, it's really neat that we have about 50 different churches that are in our network here in Medellin. And so they will just put on there, hey, Karen is graduating and we need to furnish her apartment. And here's what we're missing. We're missing the couch, microwave, wash machine, eating utensils. And all of a sudden people say, oh, I got an old refrigerator to give you. And so normally we like totally furnish their apartment. And then they move into their apartment. They have their first month of rent in their pocket. And then we pay the first month of rent for them, and then they're set for life, Lord willing, right? So that's what.
Do they come back and see you after?
Oh yes, yeah.
Good.
So we have downtown. We have a what do you call it? We have a refugee program where if you have a baby in your arms and you're wandering the streets of Medellin peddling for food, well, don't do that. Come here and live with us for 4 months. We're doing an intensive program. But then also you have a Monday night outreach. You have like 50 mothers show up with their babies and children. So a lot of our girls that graduated from the program, they'll come that night and help serve those young girls. And that's what we've been doing with them. And they'll serve in the church and serve in the community at large.
Do we have people that have come in?
Yeah, trekking with Deb and Mike and hiking with Jackie Boy.
Hi, Kevin. Hi, Deb and Mike. Okay. And I know you have a lot of Venezuelan girls that are in there, refugees. How is that a challenge for you to get them like the medical care and stuff they need?
Yeah, when Venezuela was really getting bad, when it first started getting bad, like in 2019, 2020, all these Venezuelans were coming into Medellin. And so the Colombian government at that time was, oh, we want to help you. And they were giving free medical care. They were like very open and helping them get their visas and stuff so they could work. But then when they saw, hey, there are now millions of Venezuelans in Colombia, we can't let them take all of our jobs and we can't let them take all of our medical thing, then they like made it super restrictive. The Colombian law says that every pregnant mother has the right for free medical attention. And so for us, we grab a hold of that law and say, hey, this girl's pregnant, she needs this. And for the most part, it works very well with the medical attention. As soon as they have them, the weird thing about the law is they have the baby, and I think it's 30 days after the baby is alive, then they no longer have medical attention, her or the baby, right? Then you have to do it private. And so we have a lot of, today I was texting a doctor because we had some medical issues. So we have a lot of doctors that are, they work for us for free. They'll help us with their mothers knowing the situation. I've had doctors, like we had one girl come in at STD, and the doctor calls me at 10:30 at night. He's like, I need you to come pick me up. I was like, what for? Well, so-and-so an STD. We need to go give her a shot right now. I was like, what? Yeah, we want to wait till tomorrow? No, right now, because we can't let this STD affect her and the baby within her. We got to go right now. Come pick me up. I'm like, okay, I'll go pick you up. And to pick him up was like a 10-minute drive from my house and a 30-minute drive to the ministry site, and he's like, I want to go at 10:30 at night, So we have that committed medical doctor. So I'm super thankful for that. And then for business, a lot of those girls, we do a couple of different things. So like, well, the seamstress, you can get a job and you can kind of work underneath the table. That sounds terrible. I'm doing this publicly, saying this publicly. So I'm just telling you, he's working underneath the table. But what we try to do is, there are people here in Medellin that take advantage. Oh, you don't have any papers? I'll just pay you halfway. I don't have to pay you, right? And so we have a good network of people that are, I pay the Colombians this and I'll pay the Venezuelans this. I'll pay them the same amount because they deserve the same amount. And so we have some companies that network with us to employ these young ladies. And then sometimes, like maybe their motor skills aren't that good with the machine. And so then we'll teach them, like here, I'm going to teach you how to make candles. and then you're going to make this beautiful product, and you're going to go to companies, you're going to sell your candles, or I'm going to teach you how to make some unique, like, how would you say it? It's like it's a special way of sewing things where you can hang like flower pots up with, or you can make keychains out of it. I'm kind of messed up. My Spanish is,
Yeah, macrame.
yeah, it's macrame. That's what, yeah. I was trying to think of it. I know what it was in Spanish. It's very close to the same thing in Spanish, but yeah,
Right in
macrame.
Spanish.
So
What is it in Spanish?
macrame. So it's not the same sound, just
Yeah. Same thing.
But I will say a lot of Venezuelans, because as everyone knows what's going on in Venezuela right now, the average Venezuelan is super excited, and they're all like, "Can I go back home yet? Can I go back home yet?" Like they have big expectations, and so we'll see what that looks like.
Awesome. So is the local government now, does it support your home or anything? The home for the girls, Esther's house?
Yeah, so the local hospitals all call us, giving us mothers. The local government, if they have, like someone goes to one of their governmental program, they'll call us and give us the mothers. We kind of, there's certain like things when you get a contract from the local government that it makes it more, for how much they want to give you for the contract, it just makes it more work intensive. So more or less like, hey, I want to give you $200 for this girl, but you got to do $1,000 attention for this girl. And so it's like, well, it's better just have the freedom to have your own schedule. And, I've had issues in the past where I worked with the government. I mean, this is not a joke. It sounds like a joke, but it's not a joke. So I had two girls fighting, and the girl took a fork and shoved it in this one girl's leg, right? And so then I'm like, okay, so, you shoved it, how are you going to discipline, right? You don't have like a way to correct them, And so there's like the discipline was, you're supposed to go to volleyball practice 2 times this week. So we're taking away your volleyball practice. You can't go to volleyball practice. And then the government come to me and totally reprimanded me. So how dare would you take away her right for physical education? You can't take away her physical education away. Just because she stabbed a girl in the leg doesn't mean you can discipline her that way. I'm like, well, how can you discipline her? He's like, you can't take away their food, which you don't want to take away their food. And you can't take away, you can't take away any of their rights. So you can't really discipline. So it makes it a challenge to work with the government, if that makes sense. So terrible answer. I wish I could work with the government.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Is it weird that they fight though? When I was down there, everybody was getting along great.
Oh yeah. I mean, for the most part, everyone does really well. So you get a girl that's like coming off of drugs and they're like really wound up. Thankfully we have a psychiatrist, and we have girls like really like with cocaine addictions and stuff like that. We'll try to get her to the psychiatrist in the first week that she's here with us to try to get some substances to compensate that. But yeah, for the most part, I'm like you, Ms. Val, they're all loving, caring, nurturing people. Just every once in a while when they first get to your home, you saw the girls transformed,
Yeah, I saw the good parts.
We got another question for you. Todd was wanting to know what language is spoken at the facility, and he's referencing, do they learn English as part of the program? And he said that would be a good work skill, being bilingual.
Yeah. Muy bien. So we talk Spanish in our ministry. Everybody speaks Spanish. We do every once in a while get some Indians, like they're native Indians from Colombia. They're from the Guajira, it's called, and they speak Quechua. So actually, we have a coffee shop downtown, and the girl there, her native language is Quechua, and so that runs our coffee shop. But and about the English, yes, 100%. You're 100% right. If some of the girls have amazing gifting to learn English as a second language, so we have all of our girls in a basic English class. But when the girls show like, hey, I have really the ability to learn English, then we'll put them in a different class so they beef up their English, because it definitely opens up the doors. And so we had like one of our girls that worked at a call center, which makes good money because you're usually working for an American company living here in Medellin. And so that's a good question.
Well, we went to Peru in November. We went up to where the Quechua people were and put clinic up there for 2 days. So
Mhm.
that was a really awesome experience.
Mhm.
They're the sweetest people.
Mhm.
So what's your biggest challenge with the girls' home?
Yeah, our biggest challenge with the girls' home is, you have the saying that blood is thicker than water. And so, so a lot of these cases is I'm the oldest daughter. I'm providing for the house. I might even be in prostitution providing for the house. I might have a pimp and my pimp is actually my boyfriend, but he's my pimp. And but I got pregnant, and then we have to like convince the boyfriend, hey, why don't you let the girl come to our home? So it takes some process to convince the boyfriend to send her to her home. And then once they get to her home, a lot of times that boyfriend, after the baby's born, the boyfriend's really thinking, I'm losing money. And so, and it's my baby. So if my girl comes back, she can work. We can provide for her and the baby and myself. And so, trying to get these girls to comprehend that this guy that says he loves you really doesn't love you. When they come back, if going back to the girls, only stay they come to us when they're 8th or 9th month pregnancy and they have their baby, and this guy is still in the picture. That's really our biggest struggles is with that relationship. Um, we've been blessed. I mean, sometimes they'll show up at the foundation like, Matt, I'm coming here for my girl and you got to give her to me. And we've been blessed. Like our next door neighbor is an ex-police officer. He's a retired police officer. We just call Julio, Carlos is in the door, and he'll come out and he just totally disarms the situation and brings him down. And then normally we'll try to convince the guy that, this girl come to us and probably 70% of the girls come to us with STDs, and she had STD. She just had your baby. She's still recovering from STD. Your baby could have STD. We're still working with that. So just give us some time, and then when everything's done, we'll send her back to you. But for the most part, those guys probably after 3 or 4, just say after 4 months, they've done forgot their ex-girlfriend. They already got this girl, and they're already with another girl. So, but it's just that process time, so. I mean, definitely think for prayer that the girls will choose wisely. And then even that, like once you graduate, then the big challenge, right? So you graduate, and so we kind of have them in a bubble, really. I mean, we take them outside the city. They have this nice little farm they're at, a nice little house. It's quiet. And then we take them out and put them back in the city, right? So you really don't know. We kind of introduce them to the city, have given them some freedom in this process, but until they have freedom, you don't know if they've been totally changed. And so you can imagine as a mother, single mother, you think I'm not that attractive. So any guy that looks at them, they could be they're like, oh, this guy loves me. I was like, the guy don't have a job. I mean, seriously, oh, he's so cute. I can provide for him. Like, you don't need to provide for him like you did your last guy. This guy should be provided for you. So that's always a challenge. Usually they have to go through 2 or 3 boyfriends after getting rehabilitated to realize, hey, this is okay, I'm waking up, but as a parent, right, I kind of feel like a parent too, right? It's just like for all you guys that have kids, you understand, like, I want my kid to choose the best spouse possible, but anyway, so that's my 2 biggest struggles, I guess. The ones when it come get them, and then after they graduate, helping them get reconnected to a proper person.
So if you're full up, do you have to turn them away? And if you do have to turn them away, or is there other places that you can send them to?
To the guys?
No, the girls. Like if you're full, you don't have any more room for the girls. Do you have to turn them away?
If we get full. Okay, yeah. So there is there is no other program in Medellin that works with girls 18 years old and older, right? We've had some 14-year-olds in our program. Our average age is like 17 to 23. That's kind of our average age, but we've had a 39-year-old in our program, and we've had a couple of 14-year-olds in our program. So as of right now, we've not got full. We have the first one we can house 12, and that's the reason Miss Val was reading that was the thing of our first home we can house 12 mothers and 12 babies. Our second home could actually house up to 16 mothers and babies. So, and that's really about part of it. Some of it's finances. It costs us right now $450 a mother for our home, and so it's just about, if we have more money, we could house more mothers. So
That's a month, right?
Yeah.
400
Mhm.
some a month. Yeah.
Yeah. And
And
so
Lisa's
Go ahead.
asking, how are the babies provided for clothing wise?
Yeah, so we're super blessed. Like we have people like Miss Val. Hopefully, we'll come on a mission trip here next. I think it's I got the dates. I just got
End
it
of
today.
April. Yeah.
Yeah, April. But we'll have like teams come down, and they'll bring us a lot of baby clothing and clothing for mothers. But at the same time, the people here in Medellin understand, like, they're kind of very giving, so they're kind of like always like the middle upper class people in Medellin is like, oh, I have my babies, they're all growing up, I'm having any more plans babies. So then they find us on the internet and donate clothing for the babies. That's kind of the easiest thing to get. The hardest thing to get is clothing for the mother, like nursing clothing is the hardest thing. I will throw this out there that we do have a team coming from all over the United States to do a medical brigade, and they will have some work with our mothers. That's on April the 24th to May the 2nd, April the 24th to May the 2nd. And as well as throughout the whole year, we have, like right now, I have 3 teams. I have one team here with 20 youth from Campus Crusade for Michigan, and we're going out feeding the homeless. We're going out doing water projects, giving water filters to the local community, which has been a lot of fun. So actually, as I'm talking about it, I get these pictures. This is what they did today, right? So they go in these little houses.
Oh, nice.
And they just love on these communities. That's what we're doing right now with Campus Crusade for Christ for these 3 weeks. Sorry. But if you want to come on a team, Mi Casa Su Casa. I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, I'll be with that team that's coming down the end of April.
That's great.
Yeah.
So Todd Saul is asking, does Amazon deliver to you, and do you have an Amazon wish list?
That's a very good question. They do deliver to us, and I need to make that happen. They do deliver. The only thing they don't deliver lotions. They don't deliver lotions, vitamins, or like shampoos. But they do deliver clothing, and they do deliver baby stuff. So I could easily make that wish list. Thank you for asking that.
So why don't they deliver shampoos and stuff? Is it because it's overseas?
I'm guessing so. I guess something to do about cost effectiveness.
Yeah.
But it's amazing though, Amazon Prime. I mean, I can order something online and get it to my house 2 or 3 days for the most part.
So would the address be on rescueandrise.org?
It is not on there. But I can work on making a link. I know I use in the past, I've done something like that, and it was like Christmas gifts. So you put it on there and people have donated Christmas gifts. But my Amazon, I don't know if I can, I can make an Amazon and I can put it on this link later. I don't know. Let's see.
Just if you will make it and text me, text me what it is, and then I will put it in one of my videos coming up.
Okay.
Or do a special video for it or something, or maybe on next week's live stream or whatever.
Okay. I'll do that. Thank you.
That way we can get it out to everybody if anybody's interested in, sending something over to the girls.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Anybody have questions in the chat? Let us know so we can ask Brian your questions. So let's see, what else did I have? Trying to come up with a few questions for you.
I got one.
All right, Steve's got a question.
So when you were up here at Christmas time, you were talking about raising funds for a facility that you wanted to have, 4 or 5 stories?
Mm-hmm.
Is that still in the works?
Yeah, so we're trying to create so we have right now in Medellin, we have a crisis pregnancy home, and then we have a refugee rescue home. So it's like if you're pregnant, come to this home. If you have a baby in your arms, come to this home. And but our local church we're renting, and in our local community, they have there's 80,000. There's 4 million people live in Medellin. My little district where I'm at, there's 80,000 people in a 2-mile square, and that has the highest rate of suicide rate for youth. Like they're literally jumping out of the balconies. It's the whole cyber bullying, the drugs, the there's not a hope for them. And so, and if you look in Medellin, when you want to go, like I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to go work out. You can't go to if you go to the outdoor governmental gyms, you can't go to it because there's going to be someone standing on this corner there smoking a joint or someone there dealing crack. So it's like it's not a place to go work out. So we want to do like something like a YMCA, and so it's like we'd have facilities where you have like volleyball nets and basketball courts and indoor. And then on Sunday morning, you take down all the nets and that'd be your sanctuary for your church. And then on the following floor would be all classrooms. So then we would teach our kids how to do coding so they can get a job, like do some international jobs, teach them English, teach them German. We have like a connection with a German program where if they can get to a level 2 German, then we can send them to Germany for free. They can live in Germany for a year and learn the language and go to 1 year of like a technical school in Germany. And then also we can work on getting them to get their GED. Like the average person in that community that goes to the public school, you got 40 to 50 students per class. Well, you don't learn nothing. And it's really like they give you a little notebook and you just fill in the blanks. And so you just copy off everybody and you graduate from high school, but you can't pass what we consider the GED. So the idea is come to this place. We will help you in Spanish and history and math and help you be able to pass your GED. So then if you can pass your GED, they can go to college for a whopping $25 a semester. I mean, that's like it don't cost nothing for them to do that. And so, and then the building itself will have a bunch of apartments in it, but the apartments will be like to help make our ministry self-sustaining. So the renting of the apartments, it would pay for everything on the building, but at the same time, it should pay for the other facilities. And so it's a big project. It's over $1 million project, and we raised about $250,000 on our trip. And we're with the plan of like right now we're looking for the lot for that $250,000 with it. We'll like buy the lot and then make all the designs and then do another big push. Like, hey, we got the lot. Here's the designs for the building, and so we're still working hard on that.
Okay. Do you have any follow-up questions on
No.
that?
No.
Todd Saw has a question.
You can get it. Go ahead.
Todd says a lot of political tension with the May elections coming up. Do the gangs and turmoil in the city concern you safety-wise?
Well, on the day of the election, which is Sunday, they have like a pre-election here. They do a pre-election, and then that makes it down to so many candidates. And so we're supposed to go out and hand out a bunch of filters with this people on Campus Crusade for Christ, but we're not going out because it could have tensions. If they see a bunch of people in the streets, they think we're being political. And so it is an awkward day compared to the US. It's like you go vote, you don't wear anything on you that identifies who you're going to vote for because you don't know between your house and there if somebody might try to prevent you from doing that. And so I would still say it's safe, but there is a overall uncomfortability, right? People go out and vote and go right back home. They don't really kind of hang around and go get, this is a little different than the US on that state. This is like the first election, so they're not that extreme, but the next one there'll be more tension. There are the news, if you put in ChatGPT political news or something from Colombia, like the news today was they found so-and-so car full of envelopes with names on it with money in it. So each envelope had a name and money in it, and then it was like to pay off people to vote for so-and-so candidate. And so it's a very corrupt system. They really take advantage of the poor communities because, if I give you 50,000 pesos, which is like $10.50, you'll vote for this candidate. And you're like, I'll do anything for, And so it's a very different type of system. yeah, when it comes to voting in presidents, I'm just like, Lord help. May you put the president the country needs, but it's a very, very different atmosphere.
And then do you have a need for diapers and baby food?
We always have need for diapers. For the most part, we get very natural. Like we try to encourage the mothers as much as possible to nurse the babies as long as they can, and then we try to, we're blessed with this the nearby like food plaza. They donate us a lot of fruits and vegetables and stuff like that, and so we try to make all of our stuff natural for the babies' health. But definitely diapers. It's nonstop. Yeah, so diapers, body lotions. I don't think we can get those through Amazon, but it's always a big hit.
Yeah.
Nursing bras, nursing shirts, pants that it's like made for girls when they get pregnant. Those are always big hits for us.
And then Lisa's asking, how do you raise the money? Is it a GoFundMe or another way?
Yeah, so I've never done a GoFundMe. I've had many people tell me that, but we have a website called rescueandrise.org, and you can like, hey, I'm going to give $100, and you get like earmark it. I want it for the girls' home, or I want it for the church, or I want it for the refugee home. You just like choose who you want to give it to, or I want this to go for diapers, and then we allocate that to wherever that people want that given to them.
Is that right? RESCUEANDRISE.org.
RESCUE and Rescue and Rise, RISE.org. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I put that in the chat so that they could, and it's also in the description box, I think, because I tried to update it right before we came on, and I hope that it updated, but it may be in the description box. RescueandRise.org.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you said Amazon will deliver diapers?
I've never asked Amazon to deliver diapers. I would imagine they would deliver diapers. It always seems like material stuff they can deliver. It just when it comes to liquids or vitamins, that's where I've seen where they've said no. I could just try right now.
Now, is there Alibaba? Is the equivalent to Amazon? Is an Alibaba delivered down there too?
There was something new. There's Temu, Temu.
Temu, yeah.
Yeah, they delivered down here. I've never used them, but I know a lot of people use that.
I've ordered from Temu. Matter of fact, I ordered some stuff to bring down there, and I've got some lotion for the girls.
Yeah. So diapers can
Temu.
be delivered. Diapers can be delivered to Colombia. I just read that from Amazon. Mm-hmm.
And Barry just came in the chat, and he said yes, it is in the description. That the rescueandrise.org is in the description.
Oh, great. Thank you.
So that's good. So that you basically diapers, the clothing items you said for the moms, lotions we can't send. Temu might send them.
Yeah.
Would Temu send them?
Maybe. My wife has used Temu. I've never used it. I know her aunt uses it like crazy.
You got to be a little careful with it.
Yeah. Like there's some things that people when they donate used clothing, I've got some really good used clothing, but they don't donate. I'm going to say things that don't get donated, but it has to be bought. So like underwear has to be bought, socks have to be bought, diapers have to be bought, lotions have to be bought, and then everything to do with like pregnancy clothing, maternity clothing, not pregnancy clothing, but
yeah. And Lisa's asking me if I can bring lotion, and yes, I have brought lotion down there before.
Yeah. And you can bring, and even like school materials, like pens and pencils, collaring. I know it sounds funny, but they're older girls, but even like whether it's psychologists and stuff, we'll have them do some collaring and stuff. So even like collaring stuff, like, so if you think like what a teenager needs to go to high school or junior high with, those type of school materials will never go wrong here. And then on top of it, it's like like our refugee program, a lot of those kids are going to school, but we make like, you're going to go to school. We have, they can get to school because it's free, right, for them. But then they have to buy their school uniform, and then you have to buy all their, the pencils and the pens and the notebooks and stuff like that. So if you want to help some kid in their school, you could just like, I'm going to donate X amount of dollars just to help a kid to have their school education, and so, or I'm going to donate through Amazon and send you some notebooks and some pens and stuff to give to them.
And Leah, my friend Leah's in here from Hockenberry Holler in West Virginia. And she's one of my West Virginia friends. Well, she lives in North Carolina now, but she said it's a very nice work you are doing. So
thank you. From one mountaineer to another.
That's right. What else we got? So I know that we bring pencils and stuff to take to clinic with us, and we give them out to the kids in there. We give them pencils and a little toy and some other little items. And we do have lotions and stuff we hand down in clinic. So those are items that we do bring down for clinic. But I always try to put a couple things aside, for the girls in the home too, so that they get a few items. So, Todd saying just contributed donation. The process is super easy from the website. I feel blessed to be able to help out a little bit. So Todd just said he just donated on the website. Thank you, Todd. I appreciate that you did that through the website. If anybody feels led to donate, please do it through the website and not through super chats, because everybody knows YouTube takes a portion of that money, and it's better to go through the website straight to Brian.
Yeah. And we are a 501(c) in the United States, and so any contribution will get your tax deduction at the end of the year. So thank you, Todd.
And it goes to help a good cause. It helps these babies, and that's what's important, the moms and the babies, to get a good start.
And I do have, I'll just throw it out there, okay, our website, there's a brand new website where we're still organizing our email. This one there says info@airstreet.org, but it's not actually up to date because we just got that website up. And so, so I say all that to say, but if you want to get on the newsletter list, we send out a monthly newsletter that gives updates on our girls. We truly, there's many ways you can help, and it's just not financially. I truly believe in the power of prayer. So we'll pray for this girl because she's going through these issues, and people will pray for her. You can be like Miss Val and be courageous and come on a short-term trip. We give you hot water, sort of, to take a shower in, right? The bed's semi-comfortable. The food you recognize, we actually give you utensils to eat it with and everything, right? You don't have to use your hand
like good.
in other countries. Yeah,
those girls are good cooks.
Yeah, and so you're more welcome to come on a short-term trip. And so, or I'm going to send this down and to bless these girls. So,
yeah, and I will be going down with a group at the end of April, the last week of April, I believe. We got to be back the early part of May because I got to go see my mom for Mother's Day. My mom will turn 93 on Friday.
Wow.
So yeah, and she's doing well. She still knits for charity and stuff, and crochets. So she's still doing her part, what she can. And it's Leah saying Esther's home is a very noble name, appropriate for this week.
Yeah. So we, the reason we named it Esther's home, you probably have a hint why, right? But Queen Esther in the Bible, she was an orphan, and her uncle took care of her. Her uncle took and for a year prepared her to present her to the king, and then to become a queen. And then after she became a queen, she came back and rescued her people. And so that's kind of like our thing with these girls. We say, hey, you're coming here. I know you've been orphaned. I know people have abandoned you, but you're now part of our family. You're no longer, and actually some people call them, they would call them throwaways. If you're no longer a throwaway, you're here with us. You're now have a new identity. You're now a queen, and you're here for 1 year to prepare yourself to be able to go back out society and make a difference on the people. If you have family, to make a difference on your family. If you don't have family, you can make a difference on the society at large. So that's what we call it, Esther's home.
Right. That's perfect. Yeah. Because that's what Esther did. She made a difference.
Mm-hmm.
She really did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Does anybody have questions in the chat? What else you got? You got any good stories for us, Brian? I know you got like a ton of good stories.
Any good stories?
I know.
Go ahead, Steve.
No, I was just going to say, I know I enjoyed the one that you and your wife shared about the gentleman who was healed. The one that had cancer.
Oh yeah, Carlos. Yeah, we're very thankful. God is just like really moving, like in very powerful ways. But we did have one guy we had this thing called Entrepreneur's House, and they invited us to like the Entrepreneur's House is a really it's a group of entrepreneurs, like a very high caliber entrepreneur, and they called us because they wanted to do fundraising. They wanted to like give back to Medellin because they're all living here in Medellin, but they wanted to give back, so they want us to do like a fundraiser event for our foundation. And we were there, and I presented the foundation. Here's what we're doing, and then the guy that did the movie Sounds of Freedom, he was there, Paul, and he presented his foundation. And then everyone got up out of their chairs and they went to go eat. But there was this guy there, and he was just sitting there with his girlfriend. And I was like, my wife's like, we need to pray for him. I'm like, what? Come with me. I'm like, we're going to pray for him. We're in a fundraiser event. These are people who don't believe in the Lord. Well, some of them do, but not all of them, So we go over and say, hey, what's your name? He says, I'm Carlos. And she says, what's your name? I'm Evelyn. And he's like, I just like God's telling me I should pray for you. Is that okay? And you're like, well, yeah, go ahead and pray. So anyways, we started praying for him, and they were all, this is like in a mansion in Medellin. They were all dolled up with their makeup. She was, they just like the mascara rolling down the face. The Lord just really touched them, really blessed them. They said everything that, I felt like the Lord was really moving, and like, they said everything that they were going through, God really spoke to them, like every little single point, detail point. And then he says, we got to talk. I said, well, let's talk Tuesday. We're going to meet Tuesday. So then we met with him, and he said, look, I've been 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. They told me I had 2 years to live. I'm here on borrowed time. And it's eating out my whole back. I can feel the pain in my back constantly. It's just going all through my body. And I was like, hey, look, we're going to do a 21-day fast for our church. So let's just, let's put you on the top of the fast. It's just the whole church will pray for you. We don't know you, but we'll all pray for you. And then he came on New Year. The fast was on, we ended the fast January 1st. So he came on January 1st, super pain. He was in bad shape, and we prayed for him. He said he felt like the Holy Spirit just come over him, was burning in his whole body, and he left pain-free. And then he goes to do a cancer test, in late January, and zero cancer in his body. So it really neat to see how God, brings healing to people. He's still active. It doesn't matter what the doctor says. Our Heavenly Father still has the last word. If that makes sense.
Right.
So, we just been blessed that God. I think God loves people. I know a lot of people here listening tonight, but I believe God loves us all, and He has a plan for all of our lives. And if we just reach out, the Bible says, "You reach out to Him, He'll reach out to us." So just, Lord, I don't understand everything. I just love you, Lord, and you'll see miracles in your life. So, so that's just for my wife probably told you at the dinner, but we've seen some amazing things. Like, when it financially, like our second home, we had a 14-year-old come in our home, and we're like, we can't. This girl in 1 year from now will be graduating. She'll be 15. She won't be emotionally ready. She won't be physically ready. I mean, she have all the training, but she can't, like, as a 15-year-old, go back out and defend for yourself in a city of 4 million people. And so, and we just, as a ministry, started praying. We prayed for 2 weeks. Lord, we need a second home. And a church out of Baton Rouge calls me and says, Brian, what's your next big dream? And I was like, oh, we're dreaming for a van. We need $20,000 for vans. No, we want something big, concrete and mortar. And I'm like, well, we're really praying for a home like this. And he's like, how much would that cost? And I was like, well, that's easily $250,000. And he's like, oh, that's great. This is exactly what we're looking for. And amazingly, that ministry raised, they had $1 million capital campaign to help 4 different foundations that had nothing to do directly with their church. And amazingly raised all that in just a couple months, and ended up raising, I think, $1.5 million, and ended up helping 6 different foundations throughout the world. So we were blessed. We got that money. We bought some property, totally refurbished the whole property, added a 3rd floor into the building. And so I just see God. I've seen God do miracles. I've seen God, like financial miracles, physical miracles. See people that have no hope, and all of a sudden, like a light bulb turns on. They have hope and a desire for the future. So it's a lot of fun. Just hanging on to the Lord. So
yeah. I think one of the things at that home in Medellin that touched me was after our clinic was finished, we had done the 2 days of clinic there. One of the girls that stayed there came up to me and wanted to pray for me. Mm-hmm. And I said, of course. So of course, I don't understand a word she's saying because she's speaking Spanish. I don't speak any Spanish at all. Right. So she just put her hands on me and was praying in Spanish. And it really touched me that she wanted to pray for me. Mm-hmm. So yeah. That they're just beautiful girls. They really are.
Yeah, I'm super thankful to God. God is, I'm blessed for our mothers, like to see, like, to me, like the joys is like, and you saw it, right? Some new mother comes in, maybe she has her baby, and to see all the older mothers go over there and help her, teach her how to nurse her baby and help her change a baby's diaper. And now, she'll sleep in a special room. And so one of the older mothers will sleep in that room just to be up at night with that new mother, so it's really neat to see how they all work together and take care of each other. That's been a lot of fun to watch that.
You had a volunteer come in there when I was there the last time that she came from overseas, I think, and she was going to stay with you for a year. I can't remember her name. Do you know who I'm talking about, her and her husband?
Okay, probably not Christina. She was Brazilian, a blonde, gray-haired lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have a missionary team. He's Colombian and she's Brazilian, and they live in our second home, and they've been a blessing. She's in charge.
What is her name?
Christina.
Tell me her name again. Christina.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. Because she was helping us in the clinic with the eyeglasses.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
People with the eyeglasses. I liked her a lot. Is she still there?
Yeah.
So I'll see her when I go down.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Good. Okay.
Yeah. We're blessed. Our Sunday morning service, we have 7 different countries represented there.
Nice.
And a lot of them are volunteers in the foundation from all over UK, Korea, Mexico, Venezuela, from all over.
Do you have a German girl there now?
The Germans, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm doing my sermon. I'll do it all, and then I'll print it off, and I'll go to ChatGPT and translate it into German, translate it into English for the English-speaking people. And then when they come into church, oh, you're English-speaking. Here's your sermon in English, and here's your sermon in German. So that's been just trying to help people to be able to understand what we're saying on a Sunday morning. So, but last week, I got to tell you a funny joke. I'll tell you a funny one. So last week I had to preach, and I had a whole bunch of like Americans. And so I was like, well, we'll just translate this, like do Spanish, English. And it's the first time I've done that for like 20 some years. I haven't used a translator forever. And so the translator was my wife. And so I started the sermon off by saying, you know, my wife says I'm the most amazing man ever. So then she'd have to translate that. That she could not live without me, you know, and everyone was just like dying laughing. I was like, it was
Did
a really great.
Did she
Oh,
punch you?
Oh, no. She laughed with us all. But
Yeah,
it was a good opportunity.
That's great. Leah's saying, the Spirit of the Lord is upon you because he hath anointed you to preach the gospel to the poor and heal the brokenhearted and preach deliverance to the captives, receiving of sight to the blind.
Yeah.
Liberty,
Amen.
what's it say? Liberty them that are bruised, to preach the acceptable year of the Lord.
Yeah, amen. I think it's Isaiah 61. And just to give you confirmation, Leah, thank you so much for saying that verse, because 29 years ago, when I was trying to make the decision to be a flight engineer on a C-130 or to be a full-time missionary, that was the verse God gave to me.
Was it really?
That
Wow.
was the calling that where God said, like, this is what I want you to do.
Oh.
I couldn't see that calling through that verse with airplanes.
Right. No.
So,
Oh, that's nice.
yeah,
Oh, how
thank you.
great is that?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody else have any questions? Because we're at an hour and we try to keep our live streams to an hour. So we'll see if anybody in the chat has any questions. Did you have any other questions, O'Brien? Did you tell us everything about what's coming up? Is there anything you've left out?
I think we got a good round overall what we're doing here in Colombia. And we did good on that. Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Valens.
I'm looking so forward to coming back down there.
Yeah.
How long ago I had to decide whether I'm coming or not?
You already told me you're coming, so.
Awesome.
He doesn't
That's
get a
great.
choice. I'm choosing for him.
Yeah. Yeah. I found if I just say yes to my wife, everything out well. Just say yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. That's right. Todd says, thank you for what you do, Brian. And thank you for sharing with us tonight. And Troy is saying, thank you, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
And I do appreciate you coming on. I know this was your wife's idea, I think. When she was up here at Christmas time, she said, oh, we need to come on your channel, which I'm very excited about that you wanted to do that. Because I just wanted to share all the good things that you guys do. I know you and your wife and your kids, and you have a team down there with Gonzalez and Samuel and the the girls in the home, the mothers in the home, the what do you call them? House mothers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they all do a wonderful job.
Mm-hmm.
So, I do want to share that with all my viewers and stuff to let them know, because they know that I go down there and go on these mission trips, and it's special to me, and I just wanted to share that with them. I love to share what I do with other people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you. Yeah, my wife really wanted to be here tonight. We have 3 kids, and every night they have some type of activity, and so it's like, okay, honey, you're gonna be on here or me? But she really wanted to be on here, and so. But
Well, we can do it
so
again.
thankful for the opportunity. Yeah.
Oh, well,
maybe we could do it when you're here in Colombia. That would be really fun. We have the girls and everybody.
That's a thought.
Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So if you will block that spot when I'm down there on a Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Can you get, I was wondering, no, we probably can't do that. I was going to say we could go out on the street in Medellin and feed the poor and take everybody with us, but I don't think that.
No, you're not going to be able to do that.
Yeah, somebody will take my phone. We kind of hide our phones when we're in the city. It's probably not a good thing.
The homeless ministry is really a life-changing ministry, because I do that once a month myself, but we have, like you were saying, we're blessed with all these teams, and where we go out every Wednesday night, and but I go out once a month, and I still been doing it for 20 some years, and I still, every time I go out, I'm like, it like kind of centers me to not be complaining, not to be worried about the small things. You see these young kids literally naked, peddling for food. It's just like, I don't even know why I complain. So it's a really good outreach. It blesses those people as well as it really convicts us.
That's one thing I do remember is that night we were going out and handing out the food and drinks and stuff, and the children came, and the one little boy was carrying another little boy that was totally naked. And I think he was asleep in the boy's arms, but the boy was carrying him down the street with a couple other kids. And that just, to me, it was like, where are these children's parents and why is this child naked? It hit me hard to see the children in the streets.
Yeah.
So Todd Saw is asking, if a man speaks in the forest and no woman hears, is he still wrong?
Yes.
I heard the other day, Todd made that comment, right? I heard the other day that when a man makes a mistake, the husband makes a mistake, you look at your wife and you say, I'm sorry. And when your wife makes the mistake, you look at your wife and you say, with really like sincerity of heart and compassion, you say, I'm very sorry that happened, honey. It was my fault. Everything in your life will go very well. But
right.
That's not very good marriage counseling, but that's what I heard.
All right, put it on your calendar. When we come down, we are going to do a live stream. We can do it from the girls' home if any of the girls want to play along.
Yeah.
And we don't, they can just ask questions or whatever. We can just hang out or whatever for a little while.
That'd be fun.
Because that's the only place really I can get internet, I think, is at the girls' home. Once I step away from there, my internet's gone.
Yeah, that will be good. Yeah, I have some girls that kind of like the whole YouTuber. Maybe I can ask them too. Like, hey, you want to get your name out there? Come on. Well, this is Val and Steve. We'll make this happen.
Well, the one little girl in there, oh my goodness, I can't remember her name. I'm so bad. But she's the sweetest little thing, and she's asked me a couple times to take her home with me. So I said, no, I don't think I can. I would love to, but I don't think I can. She's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
She has a little girl.
Yeah. So she's asked me, I made the mistake of telling my wife she asked me to take her home, and my kids were hearing from a distance. And so then my kids would go to church on Sunday, and they're the girls there Sunday at church. And then I go home for dinner, and my kids are like, Dad, we were like talking to her. We think we could do this. This might be good to have her as a sister. What do you think, Dad? It's like, how did they get involved in this? But thankfully, she graduated, and she actually went back to live with her parents, with their mom and dad.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she finished her high school diploma, and she learned all that macrame stuff, and she started a small little business on that, and she's living with her parents.
Wonderful. I've got some little counted cross-stitch bookmarks that I'm going to bring down for them to do this time. So I try to bring a little something for them. We were doing embroidery the last time I came down. I was trying to teach them the embroidery. Yeah. So we're going to try a little. It's printed, so they don't have to actually try to count it. But it's in the line of counted cross stitch, just that it's a printed design on there. Okay. So we're going to try to do that this time.
That'd be good. Very good.
Yeah, it'll be fun. All righty. Brian is super smart. That's what Troy said. I have to go with it.
That's fine.
For Air Force, is that what you mean? Oh no, I'm just kidding.
No, he's responding to the advice.
Super smart. His wife, if he has a wife, she's probably the one that wrote that.
That's probably right too. Angela wrote that.
That's fun.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
All righty. You want to wrap it up?
Hi, Angela. No, we know Angela's with him. Yeah, that'll be it, I guess. Feel free to text me if you have any special needs, something you want me to bring down with me or anything. I've got, if I can find any more suitcase space, I've got a bunch of stuff to bring. And I'm sure Becky has some extra suitcases. So I've got a lot of eyeglass cases for her that we bring to clinic.
Hey, Chris, you'll have to check the replay. We're getting ready to go, but thanks for coming in.
Oh, Chris here.
Yep.
Hey, Chris. All right. Thank you all for coming in and supporting Brian. And thank you, Brian, so much for coming in. I'm going to throw up a picture of the girls again. These are the girls that were there when I was there. Let's see. The little one in the middle with the big belly. She's the one that asked me to bring her home.
Right. So it was always the one on the far left in a pink shirt. She was always asking me to take her home.
Oh, she's a cutie too. Yeah. They all are. They're great girls. All right. Thanks. Thank you, everybody. We are going to say goodnight tonight. Where is Brian originally from? He is from West Virginia.
Charleston, West Virginia.
Charleston. All right. Thank you all. I'm going to say goodnight to everybody, and I will catch you in the YouTube streets.
All right.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.